Hello everyone, welcome to my monthly beauty favorites and fails for August 2022. This is the video where I share with you my most used and loved beauty products from the previous 4 weeks. And this month I have a couple of favorites that I haven't used for the entire month. I've only had them for about a week or so, but I already know that I am crazy about them and I've continuously reached for them over all my other products since I purchased them. I also have a couple favorites this month that aren't new products. They are just products that I rediscovered in my stash and I'm wondering why I ever stopped using them. Before I get started, you may or may not notice that my lighting is a little bit different in this video. My son has gone off to college, my baby, and when we moved into this house 9 years ago, I wasn't doing YouTube. So when we selected rooms for the kids, I wasn't concerned with lighting. So when I originally started my channel, I was actually filming in the basement. But then when my older son turned 18, we actually moved him down to the basement. I took over one of the upstairs rooms for filming. My husband uses another bedroom as his office. And the reason why I wanted to move upstairs was because I was constantly forgetting things that I needed for the video and having to run up all these flights of stairs. So being on the same level as all my makeup was the best move. However, the lighting in that room was not great. The window was to the right of me and natural light wouldn't start coming through the window until around 1 in the afternoon. And I typically film in the morning. I wake up, I get ready, I film a video, and then I edit in the afternoon. So I was never getting that really nice natural light. So I have now switched rooms with my son who has gone off to college. And now I am filming with a window right in front of me. So I'm getting a lot of natural light. However, I am not the best, never have been the best with lighting. So I'm going to need you to tell me how this lighting looks to you. When I started my YouTube channel, I was told that natural light is best. It's definitely the most flattering, I think. So I currently just have the window in front of me, no ring light, 2 side lights from Amazon, and that's it. So please let me know what you think of this lighting. And now without any further ado, we will get into my monthly favorites for August 2022. And fails. I have really been loving cool toned eyeshadow palettes lately, and I want to share with you 2 of my favorites. First up is the Colourpop of Quartz palette. This is every cool toned eyeshadow lover's dream. It's affordable, the shadows are pigmented, the shimmers are beautiful. I cannot stop playing around with this palette. The quality of this palette is on par with palettes 3 times the price. The shimmers are stunning, the mattes are blendable. I love using this dark gray as eyeliner. It gives you that perfect, softly smoked out eyeliner look. And another cool tone palette I've been loving, which sadly fell this morning as I was gathering the products to bring in here to do this video. This palette from Ilia dropped on the floor and now it looks like this. I did still manage to use it this morning for this eye look. However, my favorite shade in the palette was the one that broke, the shimmer. So I did go in with a little bit of a shimmer from the Colourpop palette. This is called the Cool Nude palette. They also have a Warm Nude palette, and I really like them both. But as I said, I have been loving cool tone looks lately. I think they really work with my skin tone. So I'm going to purchase another one of these. My husband is so sweet. He heard my squeal when this fell on the floor and the eyeshadow shattered. And I said, oh no, I needed to use this in my video today. And he said, do you need me to go run out and buy you a new one? And first I said yes, but then I remembered it was 7 o'clock in the morning and there was no way he could even get me one until at least 10 in the morning. So then I told him, no, my viewers will understand if I show the palette in its broken state. However, I will be purchasing another one of this palette because I love it. My third favorite palette of the month is an eyeshadow palette I just talked about in my testing hot new makeup video. Usually I don't like to put up my monthly favorites videos so close to my testing hot new makeup videos because I don't want people to think that I just tested those products 2 days ago and now I'm calling them favorites. In reality, I filmed that video about a week and a half ago and I ended up pushing it back because I wanted to upload my Ulta 21 Days of Beauty video, and then the new Charlotte Tilbury concealer and powder showed up, so I put that video up, so it kept getting bumped. So I have been using the products that made the cut from testing hot new makeup to this video for at least a week and a half. And sometimes you just know if a product is going to be a favorite. And one of those products for me that I know I'm going to be reaching for over and over, especially going into the holiday season, is the Pat McGrath Moonlit Seduction eyeshadow palette. This palette is positively stunning and my favorite Pat McGrath palette I've ever purchased. If you would like to see a tutorial using this video, please do check out my testing hot new makeup video, because that is the video where I used this eyeshadow palette in a look. However, since I filmed that video, I have been playing around with it some more, and I can truly state with certainty that this palette is incredible. Yes, it's definitely expensive, but maybe you've always wanted to try a Pat McGrath eyeshadow palette and you were just on the fence and not really sure which one to get. I would highly recommend this one. A couple more products that were in my testing hot new makeup video that made the cut for this video. I'm not saying that the other products I tested out aren't great. They just haven't been ones that I've been finding myself reaching for over and over since I got them, like the Cali Ray Primer. This is called the So Blown Clean Blurring Primer. This is amazing if you have large pores. A lot of times I will apply a pore minimizing primer and my skin looks great, pores are diminished, and then I go and put a foundation on top and the blurring effect is just gone. That does not happen with this primer. It is one of the most beautiful pore blurring primers I've ever used. I really do still like the Hourglass Airbrush Primer. Honestly, I think this one is actually even better and it's a little bit less expensive. Up next, I have two concealer favorites. Yes, two. One that I used in my testing hot new makeup video, which is this one from Kulfi. This is the Main Match Concealer in the shade Cocoa Crush. This concealer is creamy, it offers excellent coverage, it's hydrating, it's long wearing, it is just such a good concealer. So I do highly recommend this concealer, but I also highly recommend the Charlotte Tilbury Radiant Concealer. This is new. If you missed my video on this concealer and the new Airbrush Brightening Powder, I will have that linked down below in the description box. I did purchase a shade that I believe is a little bit too light. However, I did use it today and I think it's okay. Once it hits the Sephora website or Sephora stores, I will go check out the other shades in person and see if there actually is a better color match. But as far as the formula goes, this too offers beautiful coverage, a hydrated look. It doesn't settle into fine lines around the eyes. The other reviews I've seen have all been positive as well. Now, I'm certain a lot of you are going to want to know how the two compare. Well, I have yet to do an actual side-by-side comparison. I plan to do that maybe tomorrow. But for the purposes of this video and how I determine if a product is a favorite, as I've mentioned before, is by how many times I find myself reaching for it over other products. I've kind of struggled deciding which one to use because I think they are both so good. Another product from my testing hot new makeup video that made the cut for favorites is the new Patrick Ta Brow Pencil. I believe I mentioned in that video that it reminded me a lot of the Charlotte Tilbury Brow Pencil, but this blonde shade is a better match for my hair color currently than the Charlotte Tilbury blonde shade. So it's not so much the pencil, it's more about the shade match. And I'm sure a lot of you can understand why I say that. Sometimes finding the perfect brow pencil color can be a real challenge. So when you find one that looks really, really good, that's usually the one you stick to. And so far, since I purchased this pencil, this is the one I've been reaching for. My next favorites are these blush duos from Juvia's Place. I first purchased Volume 4, which is this beautiful bright pink duo, but I had seen the peach duo and was very tempted, but I wanted to try just one first before I went and purchased another duo because obviously I wanted to see if the quality was there. You know, something I'm noticing while filming in this room, which is more at the front of our house than the back of our house where my previous filming room was, I can hear the planes flying overhead. We do live about 20 miles from an Air Force base, but we also must be in another flight path because I am hearing these planes every 10 minutes. So I'm kind of pausing and then starting to speak again, and it's kind of annoying. Hopefully it's not picking up on my microphone. So back to the blushes, volume 4, beautiful. I went ahead and purchased volume 2, the peachy tones, which is what I have on today. And what I like the most about these blushes is that they are pigmented. However, they're not so intense that they're not beginner friendly, meaning that you're not going to get too intense of a cheek color right away and then have to furiously blend out with a brush. That can be very frustrating and not the easiest skill to master for a beginner. That is something that a makeup artist would know how to do, or someone who is very skilled with makeup would know how to do, but a beginner might get very frustrated. And what I'm trying to say is that these have a nice pigment when you start to apply them, but it's not too much pigment, and it can also be built up to be more intense if that's the look that you like. I happen to like a little bit more of an intense blush look, so I go in a couple of times, but I don't mind. There's a lot of product here. The packaging is great. It has a mirror, so I definitely recommend these blush duos. Now, if you remember at the beginning of the video, I did mention that I had 2 products that were not new. They were just products that I rediscovered in my makeup stash. I'm kind of annoyed with myself that I haven't been using them as often as I should be because they are just so good. First up is this Westman Atelier Contour Stick. This is one of the creamiest, most perfect contour shades I have ever used. It glides on like butter, it blends out like a dream, and the shade is just perfection. I've gradually been trying more and more Westman Atelier products, and I have been very impressed. So please let me know in the comments if there are any other Westman Atelier products you think I should try. Up next is the iconic London Original Illuminator. This is honestly one of the best liquid illuminators I've ever used, and you get so much product. This one bottle is going to last you maybe a lifetime because a little bit goes such a long way. I actually don't even want to put any more on because I feel like you can already see just how beautiful this product is. One of the main things that I look at when reviewing a highlighter, either a powder highlighter or a liquid illuminator, I always look to see if it accentuates my texture, and this one does not. So good. And my last favorite is this Giorgio Armani eye pencil in shade number 12. I purchased this because I was influenced by one of my favorite makeup artists who I've spoken about, I'm sure many times in other videos, Nikki Makeup. And I will put her name in a caption right here on the screen. She is phenomenal. Not only are the looks she creates absolutely impeccable, she also has the most soothing voice. Unfortunately, she's not here on YouTube. She is only over on Instagram and on TikTok. But if you are on Instagram, I insist you go and follow her right now. She does Sunday tutorials every Sunday, almost every Sunday. And then what she does is she adds those to her highlights so you can go back and rewatch the full tutorial. And she loves to map out the eye shape with a pencil before she ever goes in with any eyeshadow. And Giorgio Armani pencils are the ones that I've noticed she uses the most. She does like the MAC pencil in Costa Riche and Teddy, but then she uses the Armani pencil in number 2 and number 12. I went with shade 12 because I felt like it was such a unique color. It's not plum, it's not brown, but sort of a plummy brown. And I think it is so beautiful. It glides on my eyes so easily. And then instead of a brush, lately I have been using the smudger on the other end of the brush to smudge out the eyeliner. I don't know if you can see this, but it gives that soft, smoky look. And then if I set it with a little bit of eyeshadow, it lasts all day and night. Now, if your eyes are not quite as oily as mine, you won't have to set it with eyeshadow, but Nikki pretty much always sets this pencil with eyeshadow. So now it's time to move into those fails. I forgot that you guys have told me in the past that you actually like to see the favorites and fails mixed together versus doing favorites and then fails. So I apologize for that. I just get so excited about these favorites sometimes that I forget about the fails. And my first fail is one of those fail for me, but maybe not for thee. When I first applied this Ilia Super Serum Skin Tint with SPF 40, I was blown away. I was so happy with the coverage that I got from this product because I am, frankly, a medium to full coverage foundation wearer. I've tried other skin tints in the past and have been very unhappy. simply because I don't get that coverage that I'm looking for. And then most of the time, I don't get the longevity that I need because I do have such oily skin. So upon first application, I got really excited because the coverage was beautiful. My skin looked extremely natural. I thought, this is it. Finally, there's a skin tint that I can recommend. It contains niacinamide, hyaluronic acid. Ilia overall, I think, is an excellent brand. And this is an excellent product for someone who doesn't have oily skin. Because what happened with me and this foundation is the same thing that happened with me and the L'Oreal Serum foundation that everyone else seems to rave about. Within 1 hour, most of the coverage was gone and I was beyond shiny. I looked like I had just taken a big scoop of Crisco and applied it to my face. It was that bad. So with that said, if you do not have oily skin, I do recommend trying this Ilia skin tint. It does have really good reviews, and I have heard feedback from a lot of my viewers that it is amazing. Some products just don't work for oily skins, just as some products don't work for very dry skins. When your skin falls into one of those extremes, extremely oily, or extremely dry, or extremely sensitive, a lot of times products that seem to work well for a majority of people just don't work for you. So that was the case with the Ilia skin tint. So my final two fails are both lip products. Up first is this lipstick from Dior. It is the Rouge Dior Forever Transfer Resistant Lip Color. I did put up a short video, meaning one of YouTube's 60-second videos, testing this out for the first time. And I was truly blown away by how transfer proof it actually was. It actually is. However, it is really, really drying. People noticed how dry it was as I was just applying the lipstick for the very first time. And it just got worse throughout the day. I don't know why. No one seems to be able to perfect a truly, truly transfer resistant lipstick that isn't drying. Maybe someday we will get our wish, but for now, I do not recommend spending $42 on this lipstick. Of course, you could go ahead and put a gloss over the top or some sort of hydrating balm, but then you're likely taking away the one thing that we purchase a lipstick like this for, the transfer resistance. And my second lip product fail is from Lawless. This is the Forget the Filler Lip Plumping Line Smoothing Gloss in Daisy Girl. This is one of her new limited edition shades named after her young daughter, Daisy, who was celebrating a birthday. So she came out with this birthday collection, a blush, a lipstick, and a gloss. I ordered the entire collection. I actually do really like the blush, and the lipstick is okay. For some reason, Annie Lawless, the creator of Lawless Cosmetics, decided to change the formula when she created this particular shade, Daisy. I just do not like this gloss. From the Pepto-Bismol pink color to the sort of floppiness of the product itself, and mainly how when you apply it over the lipstick, in my experience, it just took the lipstick away and was very streaky and thick, and I actually had to go completely remove everything I had on my lips because they just felt so heavy and sticky and uncomfortable. You can even sort of see on my hand how streaky the formula is. So there they are, my favorites and fails for August 2022. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. As always, every product will be listed and linked down below in the description box. I will also provide you a link to my testing hot new makeup video, as well as the Charlotte Tilbury Concealer and Airbrush Brightening Powder First Impressions video. If you aren't already subscribed to my channel, please do hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. I do upload 2 to 3 videos per week. You can also find more content from me over on Instagram and TikTok under the same username, Risa Does Makeup. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope to see you in my next video.